What's up, everyone? Thanks for stopping by. What we have going on today is a very simple 50-round workout. You can do an indoor range or an outdoor range, limited space, or whether you're on a big old wide open range, doesn't really make a difference. It's going to be a 50-round workout with a total of 11 strings. It kind of works on everything from strong hand to weak hand shooting, reloads, speed without sacrificing accuracy, multiple target engagement, rhythm and cadence drills. All these can be adjusted left or right depending on what you need a little bit more work on. Example, weak hand shooting, that is something I don't spend entirely enough time doing myself, and it'll probably show today. These are shot on a VB 430 target. You can pick these guys up from law enforcement targets. I picked these up. I think I got like a 50 pack for 25 bucks or something like that, or maybe even 20 bucks, not that big of a deal. If you don't have these, what you can do is take a USPSA target and trace the inside of a roll of tape. So basically what we have is 4 rows of 3 circles. Each circle is slightly less than 3 inches big. So 4 rows, 3 circles, exact same thing, exact same size as the VB 430 target that you'd be picking up from law enforcement targets. So what I'm going to try and do is no editing. I'm just going to shoot this with one big string, hopefully one big take. Mistakes and all, who cares? You guys will kind of see how this is shot. I'll kind of explain to you all 11 strings as we go through them. And I'm going to run through 1 rep each. It's kind of how I wrote it, just for time's sake, because I don't really want to make a long video. I don't even like long videos, so let's get to it. And I'll also be showing you specifically what I'm shooting at on this guy. It's a little bit more rigid rather than that piece of paper that's going to flop around. I'm shooting this today at 5 yards. 3 yards, super easy. These are 3-inch circles. We should be able to put holes through holes at 3 yards all day. 5 yards, a little bit more challenging. I can run this almost clean at 5 yards. However, when I start going for a weak hand shooting, you'll see me drop 1 or 2, which is why I'm staying at 5 yards until I can run this 100% clean. Then I will back myself up to 7. It's always the weak hand shooting that gets me. So string 1, it's just going to be 5 shots into the top left circle. What we're looking for is a perfect group. We're looking to make a hole and put the bullets through that hole. No time limit. Take your time, 5 perfect shots. And at the end of the video, we'll go down and check hits and stuff. So top left circle, 5 shots in there for a perfect group. All right, pretty easy. Now string 2 is going to be your top circles. What we're going to do here is going to be, it's going to be 6 total rounds. It's going to be 2 repetitions per circle, and what we're going to do is we're going to work on ready positions. You can kind of pick which 3 that you'd like to work on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work from a high gun, an extended confirmed ready, and a chest compression ready. So it's going to be chest compression ready, extend out, apex of the presentation, take a shot, reset, apex of the presentation, take a shot. Specifically what I'm looking for with the ready positions is that as I get to the apex of the presentation, the sights are perfectly aligned, the trigger's prepped, and I'm taking a shot. So I don't want to get up to the apex of the presentation and then have to sit there and marinate on my sights any longer for sight refinement. The second I'm out there, I want everything to be perfect, the trigger's prepped, and I'm taking that shot. So 3 ready positions, 2 reps per each. So I'm going to work with the extended confirmed. Second dot, I'm going to work from a chest compression. Third string, I'm going to work from a high gun. Specifically, the high gun that I'm going to be working for is going to be just pretty much just like this. When I move with a gun, this is typically how you'll see me running with my hand floating in space. The reason I'm doing this, simply when I kind of go to my position and I go to post and shoot, my hand's ready to pick up the front strap of that gun and then roll right back into position. So my high gun is going to be pretty much right here, focused on marrying that grip perfectly, rolling in and catching that frame as I present towards the target. So pretty easy. Moving along, third string is going to be the second row. We're going to do the middle dot. It's going to be 5 one-shot draws. What I'm focusing on with this one right here is as I draw the gun and I present it towards the target, just as with the compression readies, I'm not looking for speed. I'm not on a shot clock. I'm looking for a perfect repetition. So as that gun gets presented, just like these, when I'm at the apex of the presentation, the sights are perfectly refined, or the dot is perfectly where I need it to be. The trigger's prepped and I'm taking that shot. No refinement, no marinating on that target. So it's going to be 5 repetitions, 1 shot into each one of these. And I also forgot to say it, I will post the description for how to shoot this in the description box down below or above, depending on where you're watching this. So 5 rounds. Make sure I got 5 rounds. So 5 one-shot draws, middle dot right here. There's my 4, 1 more. All right, string 4. So what we're going to be on string 4, we're going to be on the second row, and this is going to be our first multiple target engagement, and we're more or less going to do 3 repetitions of this, but we're going to be working at 3 different speeds. So first one is going to be at this row, and for speeds, I'm pretty much going to go slow, medium, and fast. I don't try and overcomplicate it any more than it needs to be. So the second row is going to be a 1001 count. So from left to right, it's going to be 1001, 1002, 1003. Very fluid, very rhythmic. I'm not trying to go 1001, 1002, 1003. I want it nice, even, rhythmic, very good cadence. So 1001, 1002, 1003 on that second row. Third row down, it's going to be that medium speed, which is going to be 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3, medium speed. Bottom row is going to be about the quickest speed I'm going to be working today, which is going to be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So we got that one down. The next string is going to be your 4 corners, and we're going to do 4 corners. It's going to be a freestyle, a strong hand, and a weak hand. So we're going to, from the holster, it's going to be 1 shot into the top left, 1 shot into the bottom right, 1 shot into the bottom left, 1 shot into the top right. Specifically, what I'm looking to do, since I know I'm shooting here first, my eyes are locked into this. I bring the gun into my line of vision, take my shot, eyes move to the bottom right, gun follows back into the line of vision, eyes move here, gun falls back into the line of vision, eyes move here, gun falls back into that line of vision. What I'm looking for is the second the gun actually gets to where I'm seeing next, that gun arrives there and I'm not over driving it at all. So it arrives there, everything's perfect, and I'm taking that shot. So 4 corners, freestyle, which is going to be my 2-handed grip. Top left, bottom right, bottom left, top right. Next one up, it's going to be 4 corners again. It's going to be strong hand only. Top left, bottom right, bottom left, top right. We're going to go strong hand only from the holster. It's also worth noting when we do go strong hand only, I try and make it a point to tuck this arm in. Very similar to if you ever gotten burned on a stove. If you ever burned yourself on the stove, the first thing that happens is shit out and you kind of snatch that arm in. Additionally, what I see a lot is when dudes are shooting one hand only, they tend to leave this arm start kind of draping in the back. And at first it's not a big deal, but the more and more you leave this arm draping in the back, it actually starts torquing your hips after a while, which will actually bring you completely off target. So it might start well with good intentions with your arm draping down here, but it keeps kind of torquing. Next thing you know, we're shooting in the Olympics. So I try and keep this arm tucked in, which orients my hips in the direction it needs to go. So strong hand only, 4 corners. I got my first flyer right there in the bottom right. We'll go check it afterward. Next string is going to be weak hand only from the holster. Maybe I'll put up a video in the future how to draw from weak hand only, whether it be from a duty holster or concealment where I'm carrying now. But next string is going to be weak hand only from the holster, 4 corners again. Got my second flyer right there. Exactly what I kind of predicted when we started. Again, I'm gonna keep this kind of one big clip, no edits, no nothing, mistakes and all. As of now, I got 2 flyers. Next, what we're gonna do, it's gonna kind of be well, it is the fast drill, but a small variation of it. From the holster, draw 2 rounds into this 3rd row middle dot, reload 4 into this dot right here. If there's ever going to be a time where I deliberately want to pick up on speed to find my failure point, it's going to be right here. So I need to grab a different magazine real quick. We're going to start with 1 round in the chamber, with 1 round in a magazine with a reload on your person. 2, reload 4. Again, 2, reload, and 4. The last string we're going to do, I actually do need to set up for this one. What we're going to do is we're going to pick up some of the empty brass that's sitting around here from what we just shot. We're going to load up 1 magazine, and it's going to be a mixture of 7 total, which is going to bring us to 50. It's going to be 7 total with live ammunition and some of the spent brass. What I'm going to do on these bottom 3 dots is I'm going to focus the best I can with that last speed that we had done for the multiple target engagements, which is 1, 2, 3. On this bottom row right here, I'm going to fire 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 until that magazine of 7 is expended. Seeing that there's some spent casings in there, I'm going to get malfunctions, and with the malfunctions, I'm going to treat them as they arrive. So if I'm focusing and I'm doing my part on watching my dot on this target, I shouldn't be trying to anticipate too much of when that brass is going to come. Additionally, I'm not going to pay attention to where I stick it in the magazine. So I'm looking for keeping my focus here where it needs to be, not on the malfunction that I know is coming. And 2, a big thing that I'm going to try and look for is, for myself at least, I'm going to try and make it so I don't have see too much anticipation. With that anticipation, specifically what that really means, you can drive practice all day, press the trigger, muzzle doesn't jump. You start firing, you go to press that trigger, and next thing you know, you get that dip where the demons really come out. So I'm looking to see here, as soon as I get that click, because the brass went into the chamber, that demon isn't coming out, and I get that click, and the gun essentially doesn't move. So let me stage this Mac real quick. All right, I'm back. This magazine I got right here is a big ball of fail. I think there's 3 pieces of brass in here. I think it's about 7 rounds total. I actually didn't count. I'm almost positive it's 7 rounds. I see some brass through that 8 hole, so it might be 8 rounds in there, so we will see. So again, just to reiterate, in that last one, it's going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 until the mag's extended, treating malfunctions as they arrive. And that was the last one. So let's go take a look and see how we did down here with what we just shot today. I can tell you right now I got 2 flyers. Interestingly enough, the 2 flyers that I got, I had this one right up here, and I got this dude right here. Oddly enough, both these guys right here were both strong hand only. Kind of surprised. Normally I'll drop one, maybe two, and that's from weekend only. Kind of worked out a little different today. If you guys get line burners, we'll count those. Other than that, everything's in there. Pretty happy with everything. Everything's pretty much exactly where I need it to be. So pretty simple, effective thing you can do. 50 rounds total. Really easy to set up. Trace some duct tape if you don't have those VB430 targets on a USPSA target. And that's it for me, guys. Thanks for watching. You guys stay safe.